Hello everyone. So I thought I'd make a video while getting some exercise in. Sorry if this video is shaky or I'm out of breath a little bit, but yeah, do my best. This is about staying active while having chronic diseases. If you don't know me, my name is Neil. I have end-stage liver disease, which is cirrhosis. I also have 3 hernias as well with it. Portal hypertension, which is restriction in the main artery that goes through the liver, which causes other complications. I also have some neurological issues that they're working on getting me into a specialist for. Actually, it looks like what it's going to wind up being is hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, EDS, which what that is, sorry for all the cars. What that is, basically, a lot of people think of it like double jointed, but it's more than that. It attacks the connective tissue in your body, so it creates a lot of pain and stuff like that, but it also creates stomach issues. In my case, I have dysphagia, which is inability to swallow. Mine's to solids and liquids. So that's how they found that it's neurological. Wound up in the hospital a couple months ago. Couldn't eat for about 4 or 5 days. Lost 20 pounds and wound up turning yellow again, and my liver numbers going crazy, because it's so important when you have liver cirrhosis to keep your protein up, and if you can't eat, you can't keep your protein up. So basically what all this means is that my esophagus basically is there's a connection issue between the brain and the esophagus, so it doesn't swallow properly. Like I'll swallow water and the water will get stuck and it won't go down, or food, solids, a lot of solids will get stuck about halfway, right about the bottom of the sternum, and just be extremely painful. And then got to try to push more water down to make it go down the rest of the way. So it is pretty difficult. They're working on getting me in a specialist, but there's none in the area. And my GI doctor said there's nothing they can do for me because it's out of their wheelhouse. And the specialist, the hospital I go to for the liver, is 4 hours away. And they're waiting on getting another specialist in, and because otherwise the wait's over a year. So that's one of the reasons why I've been trying to move to an area where I can get the care I need, because if I don't keep getting the proper nutrients in, I'm not gonna be able to keep that liver going. But in the meantime, I try to stay active. I walk to the hardware store. It's about a mile, and then walk back a mile. And of course, I'm more out of breath because I'm talking while walking. But it is super important to try to stay active. Like kind of like a river, river stays flowing, stays alive, new life. But a pond is stagnant water, and a lot of things don't live in that stagnant water. So the better you can keep your body going, the better it is for you. And I'm not able to lift weights or go to the gym and do that kind of stuff because of the hernias and because of the major joint pains in my different joints like shoulders and wrists and knees, they pop in and out of place. So this is how I stay active. So what do you do to stay active? So leave a comment and let me know. But for me, this is what I do. You know, and then in the process, I try to stay positive and keep a good attitude about it and just keep pushing. And that's what's important, you know, finding things to do. And for my case, I'm by myself, so I really don't have anybody as far as to like take me places or things like that. So if something happens, I drive, you know, well, not anymore, I don't have a car, but normally I would drive myself to the ER, to the hospital, and, you know, do what I gotta do and keep pushing on because I'm positive for the future. You know, I gotta put my sights on good stuff and keep pushing. And I find that to be so very important, to just keep your head up. And, you know, I mean, even if it's a small win, it's a small win. Like, I bought a old truck that needed some engine work, and that's what I used to do. I haven't worked on a car in 3.5 years, and now here I am doing some engine repairs, and, you know, I'm really enjoying it. Kind of feel like I got a little bit of that, you know, old self back a little bit, you know, and that's the key. Keep going and keep staying positive. Sorry, hold on. Hello.
How are you?
Good, yourself?
Pretty good.
But anyway, but I definitely recommend listening to your doctors, taking your medicines, doing the best you can. And sometimes it's hard because, you know, you may not look sick, but you are. And, you know, people might look at you and judge you, you know, like, oh, you look fine. How come you're so tired today? What did you do? All you do is sit home. You know, but some days are a struggle just to, like, you know, get moving for the day. And some days are not. And if you have any kind of chronic illness, you know that. It's, you do what you can in the good days, and, you know, the bad days can be bad. And you sit there and, you know, you start feeling like a failure. You start feeling like, you know, that, you know, you could do more and you could push more and you're just not trying. But in reality, you are. And remember that, because that is so important. Remember that, you know, we can't all do everything, and we can't all do what we used to do. But it's just a matter of finding new things and just doing whatever you can do. And, you know, it's so difficult to ask for help and to feel like a burden and to feel like, you know, you're complaining, or because you're talking about your illness and you feel like, you know, nobody wants to hear it, nobody cares. Or you get to think the thought that if you talk about what's wrong with you, somebody might think that you're trying to say that you're worse than them, or trying to devalue their situation, when that's not true at all. because it doesn't matter what you're going through. It can be small in your mind, but if it's the worst thing you've been through, then it's the worst thing you've been through, and nobody can judge that, you know? So, anyway, I'm going to keep on pushing. Thank you for everybody who's helped me with my GoFundMe. I'll link it again in this video, but that has been a blessing. That helped me to be able to get a vehicle that I could afford. Yeah, I had to do some work, but you know, it was worth it. And it's an old truck. It's nothing beautiful, but you know, if it gets me around, gets me to my doctor's appointments, gets me some sense of independence, I think that's great. And right now I'm working on trying to find a better area, and you know, there's a couple choices that I'm thinking of, and I've been looking around, and a lot of those places require that your income be, or your income be 3 times your rent, and being on disability, that's difficult. That means I have to find a place that's really cheap, and you know, you may not wind up in the area that I want to be in, or a good area, or it might wind up being too far away from the hospital, like, you know. So there's a lot of things that go through my mind, and I'm sure there are a lot of things that go through your mind. So remember that you're not alone. You know, there's a lot of people that are fighting every single day to survive, and they're going through it. And like on TikTok, I've seen a lot of people who have EDS and have the feeding tubes, and you know, it's a pretty rare disorder, and they all seem to really band together and, you know, bring awareness to the situation. And the most common thing I've seen talk about is people looking at them and being like, "Oh, you look fine," or "Why are you so tired?" or, you know, those kind of things, where it's almost like you're supposed to feel guilty for being sick, and it should be the opposite. So be proud of who you are, and keep on fighting on, keep on going. So that's what I'm gonna do. I say we all do it too. So everyone, have a wonderful day. If you want to help me out, the link will be in the comments, in the section of this video. So plus it's also in the my bio. Thank you again so much for all your help, everyone. That has been a blessing to me to help me out, because I really don't have anybody, but all the kind comments and all the kind gestures and the help that everybody has given me, and said that, you know, and appreciating me making these videos, you know, that's amazing to me. So I really do appreciate it. All right, everyone, have a wonderful weekend coming up, and take care. Keep fighting.